I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Since your pretty ass told me she came in the door. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced it to my soul. Showed her how to win.
I know a lot of people think this, but I just feel like it's not getting talked about enough. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. What's good? What's up, Messy Mob? It's your girl, Messy Maya, and I'm back again with another video because your girl is consistent, hungry, and ready to talk her shit. Let's get into it. So although Joseline'S Cabaret is very controversial, I feel like all of her shows, all of her 3 seasons so far, are shitting on Natalie's seasons. Okay, and altogether, Natalie has a total of 5 seasons that have aired so far. She has Baddies ATL, Baddies South, Baddies West. She has Bad Boys LA, and then she also has Bad Boys Texas. And here's my thing. If you take the fights out of all of Natalie's shows, if you take the drama out of all of Natalie's shows, there's nothing. Even when there is fights and dramas, half the time it's still boring because the way that Zeus produces and edits, it goes on forever and it's very draining. It's very drawn out most episodes. Yeah, it's the same formula for all of Natalie's shows. And she needs to step it up and start story producing a little bit more and start getting into the actual lives of her cast members and let the audience really get to know her cast members. Something. Story produce something. She's not story producing anything. It's drama. And then half the time that when there's drama on Natalie's shows, they don't even catch it on time. So we know what the fuck they're fighting about. Half the time we don't even know what they're fighting about because the argument happened off camera. It's almost like they go all day without filming. But then as soon as someone starts fighting or they go out or they're twerking, then they're like, oh, get the cameras. Like, how did you miss the actual, this is what I'm saying. Like, and when I say about story producing, so if it's just only going to be dramas and fights, at least have a storyline that's building up to the fight. But the fights are so fucking random to the point where y'all can't even fucking get it on camera. So the audience is confused as fuck. Like, we don't even know whose side to be on because we don't know what happened that got us to this point. And another thing that I have to say about Natalie and her shows is that there is absolutely no substance. There is no storyline. Again, there is no substance. There is no point to the show. There's nothing but fights, drama, and partying. Like, there's nothing else. The show doesn't give anything else. All across the board. It's not only Baddies, it's Bad Boys as well. Again, I feel like Bad Boys LA. I feel like Bad Boys LA started off very strong. But then it got boring. Because it got boring and Milan was just running his mouth and running the house pretty much, they brought in Jonathan. Jonathan was the show. They fucking used Jonathan for views. So he was gone after like the second episode after he came on. He was gone after like 2 episodes. And then the show got fucking boring again. Like it's like almost like they don't know how to produce, and it's actually annoying. Because if you go back and watch other Zeus shows, like back in the day, like I'm talking about like B. Simone show, Tokyo Tony show, TT show, those were all dating shows. I'm talking about Black China show. You know what I'm saying? Those shows had storylines. They had stuff going on. So I know that Zeus knows how to produce a show, but it's like with these baddie shows, I don't know if they think that their audience are like brain dead teenagers who just want to see fighting and drama with absolutely no storyline, no nothing, no substance, no point to the show. But we don't want to see that because there's no point to it. And we're going to keep watching, you know. I can't complain too much because I'm going to still watch. But it's like, goddamn, if I'm going to watch and give you my coin every month, You can't make it a little bit more interesting. Like, you can't stop using the same formula for every single show. And don't get me wrong, anything else that Natalie does beyond this point is going to be better than Baddies ATL, because Baddies ATL was a fucking shit show. So Baddies South and Baddies West, Bad Boys Texas and Bad Boys LA were all better than Baddies ATL, but it's the same shit. They're sitting in the house all day, fighting, and then they go out, twerk, and have fun. That's literally the only thing. And then we keep talking about this bag. We're continuously talking about a bag that is non-existent. Okay? Where's the bag? Where's the bag? Because if we're really talking about bags, then half the people on your show are artists. Why aren't you promoting their songs throughout the show? Like, y'all are playing all of these butt-ass songs throughout your shows. Why aren't their songs being promoted throughout your shows? Like, what? Damn near half the cast are artists, and you're telling me that not one song of theirs is being played. The only time when we're hearing their music is when they're performing. No. Promote the way that y'all do Joseline's shit. Y'all, the only music you're hearing on Joseline's Cabaret is literally Joseline's songs. They need to do the same thing with the Baddies. Why? It's like y'all are talking about getting to a bag, but y'all are not promoting their shit. Y'all aren't doing anything to put them in a better position, because the more, just like with Do It Like It's Your B-Day, or Vegas, the I Want to Ride, or Finger Fuck a Check, all of her songs, Ghetto Fantasy, everything we heard so many times, so it's catchy. At a certain point, we're going to be singing the songs, we're going to be singing the lyrics to it, because we've heard it so many times throughout all of her seasons and all of her episodes. But you have artists on your shows, Natalie, and you're not promoting their music. You're not editing their music into the episodes. So, yeah. No, like, promote their talents more. Like, if you guys are really talking about getting to a bag, take them to pop-up shops. Have them do pop-up shops. Host boss babe events. Go on podcasts more. More podcasts, not just one, but multiple podcasts. Go on radio shows. Throw events, not club events, but actual events that's going to promote you guys. What else? Show them in the studio making music. Show the writing process of them. Like, I feel like Baddies has so much potential to be good. Even Bad Boys. It's the same thing with Bad Boys. You have artists on Bad Boys. Promote their music throughout the show, but you're not doing that. It's weird. It's almost like you don't support your cast. But Bad Boys and Baddies has so much potential, and I really just wish that Natalie, Lemmy, the CEO, I feel like the whole Zeus production staff, editing staff, everybody, they need to start listening to their fans. But they're so stuck in their ways now that they're not listening to any of their fans. It's the same shit, same show. Like, literally at this point with Zeus, it's like different shows, same formula. Except for Joseline's Cabaret. And I feel like Joseline's Cabaret, Joseline, what she's doing with her show, I feel like it's the only show on Zeus that she's setting apart from the other shows. So now that I ranted about Natalie and her bullshit shows for the last 8 minutes, let's get into Joseline's Cabaret. So we had Joseline's Cabaret season 1, which is the Miami season. This season was more like the trial season. Everybody thought that this season was a little boring, but me personally, besides the bullying a little bit and the colorism of this season, I did love this season. I feel like this was before Joseline really got cocky and really started degrading the girls. This was when she was truly passionate about the cabaret. Not saying that she's not passionate about the cabaret now, but this is when she was truly trying to get her vision out there. And it was more so focusing on the cabaret rather than, degrading the girls. Okay, and then we have the best season, aka what I feel like and what I call it is the breakout season. So this season is what really put 1, Zeus on the map, and 2, Joseline's Cabaret on the map. Everybody, thank Big Lex for that, for the double homicide comment. No, I'm just playing. Anyways, so this season is what really put Joseline's Cabaret on the map to me, okay? This is when a lot of people started to subscribe to not only Zeus, but Joseline's Cabaret as well. And if you guys don't remember, which is so funny that I'm even making this video, because this just proves my point right here. This is what happened with Joseline's Cabaret season 2. Okay, I'm going to give y'all a little insider tea on the subscribers of Zeus. So, first of all, a lot of us didn't even know what the fuck Zeus was to begin with, nor was a lot of us subscribed to Zeus. But Natalie was bringing back what we thought was going to be like a new Bad Girls Club to Zeus, which was Baddies ATL back in 2020, okay? But Baddies ATL flopped and failed so bad that's when we really started to watch Joseline's Cabaret. We were like, okay, well, we're already subscribed. Like, so what's this show over here? So that's how I feel like a lot of Joseline's Cabaret fans really came from. At least a lot of the people that I spoke to about it. Anyways, this season was amazing. Like, this season had so many layers to it. If I could sit here all day and talk about it, I would. So let's talk about the layers, okay? Which is, of course, goes into why her shows are shitting on Natalie's. So let's talk about it, okay? So first of all, we had the competition aspect now. So the first season, there was no competition. She just gathered about 4 to 5 girls to dance with her and put a cabaret together. But now she had about 10 to 12 girls, maybe a little less than 12, but I would say about maybe 9 to 10 girls. And she's like, okay, so now we're going to make it more interesting, which is the best thing that she could have ever done. And she's like, we're going to do a cabaret, but I'm going to train you guys and we are going to practice and practice and practice up until the cabaret. And then on the day of the cabaret, I am going to pick the final 4. This right here was the best decision that she could have ever made. I know this decision was not made by Zeus. Okay, so the best decision ever, because it builds up intensity. We get to see what they're doing leading up to the final result. You know what I'm saying? We get to see how they act. We get to, determine who's our favorite and who's not, and who deserves to be in the cabaret and who doesn't. We get to see them practice. We get to see the learner dance. Like, we seen from when they did their first rehearsals, when they freestyled, to when they learned the dance, to when they practiced the dance, to when they chose cabaret captains, to when they actually got to the cabaret and Joseline picked the final 4. It builds intensity. It keeps us on the edge of our seat. It keeps us interested because, again, there is substance. There is an actual storyline that's going on. Natalie, take notes. That's going on that keeps the audience's attention. And besides all of that, we had drama, we had the fights, we had storylines. So besides the drama and the fights and the dancing, we also had storylines. This is when Joseline was actually trying to get to know the girls as well. There were multiple instances where Joseline sat the girls down as a group and they bonded. They talked about their hardships. They talked about what brought them there. They talked about what they want to gain out of the experience, what they want to do in the future. They talked about their dreams of making it out the strip club. We had so much, especially the second season of Joseline's Cabaret. And if I had to pick, if I was to say, okay, so I would say the second season alone of Joseline's Cabaret is better than all of Natalie's shows combined. Just the second season. And I feel like all of Joseline's seasons are better than Natalie's shows. But if I could take just the second season over any season that Natalie has ever put out on Zeus, I would pick the second season of Joseline's Cabaret because, again, there were so many layers. And yes, unfortunately, we got to the reunion where Joseline was degrading the girls. And there was a lot of controversy over that. And don't get me wrong, please do not mistake me hyping up the show for me basically condoning how she speaks to these ladies and treats them. I don't like that. I never did like that, especially for Joseline to come from the world that she's from. I feel like it's a little bit hypocritical for her to even have the audacity to do that to the girls. But looking past that, her shows are top tier compared to Natalie's. Let's talk about season 3. Okay? So season 3 also was very interesting to me. Very, 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 very interesting. Same thing. We have girls that are trying to get out the strip club, that are trying to, some of them even have their own businesses aside from being a stripper or a dancer. And yeah, I thought that the 3rd season was actually pretty good. The only thing that I didn't like about the 3rd season, of course, is that I feel like Joseline was really a little bit more degrading. I feel like the 1st season and the 2nd season, she hit it a little bit more. Like, she really didn't degrade them as much during those seasons. But, like, after the reunion of the 2nd season, the 3rd season, you could tell she was like, I'm not finna play with y'all bitches. So she was letting them bitches have it during the season. She didn't wait until the reunion. But yeah, I thought that the 3rd season was pretty good. Again, looking past the controversial degrading. I don't care for that at all. But other than that, I thought that the season was pretty good. They were dancing all the time. Although I feel like they kind of cut the dancing down a little bit and added a little bit more drama. The point of the show was still that these are girls who are dancing and competing to dance in a cabaret. And with this one, they changed it up. They didn't do the exact same thing. And this is what I love about Joseline's show as well compared to Natalie's. She switches it up every season. So the 1st season, we have our Miami group, who they're already going to be in the cabaret. It's only 5 of them. They're already going to be in the cabaret. These are Joseline's friends who she's bringing on TV to dance in the cabaret. Season 2, we have a whole bunch of girls living in the house, but only 4 are going to make it to the cabaret at the end. Season 3, we have multiple nights that are actual cabaret events. And only a select amount of girls are going to be dancing at each event. So they practice until, again, it leads up to the event. And then she says who's going to be on and who's going to be out. So it's the same concept, but she switches it up every single season. And I love that for her. Again, to me, I feel like that keeps the audience engaged. And yeah, I love it. So let's talk about some more stuff. So other than Joseline's Cabaret having a lot of substances and storylines, I feel like Joseline also gives new girls a chance. Natalie does not do this. Natalie likes to bring back OG bad girls, and she likes to bring back girls who already have a big platform. Why? I don't know. But Joseline actually gives new girls a chance, girls that we have never heard of or seen a day in our life. And she gives these girls opportunities. I feel like Natalie does not really do that. Natalie brought back random girls only one time. The 3 girls that attended the Baddies West auditions and actually made it was Stunner Girl, Razor, and Biggie. And again, these are girls who have big platforms, but at least she brought on new girls that we really didn't know of like that. But it was only 3 of them. So you had an audition for Baddies West. Hella girls came. Thousands of girls came. Out of those 1,000 girls, you picked 3 girls and then brought back the rest of the cast. You brought back returning reality stars, reality TV stars, and people with already big platforms. You know what I'm saying? And already that has a fan base who really doesn't need the opportunity on Baddies West. But again, Joseline does not do that. What Joseline's going to do is if she does bring back returning cast members, it's not going to be more than 3 to 4. And then the rest are going to be new girls. I respect that about Joseline. Give the new girls a chance. Because Natalie, you keep bringing on these dried up reality TV stars back to our TV screens, and they either do one of the two. They either ruin their reputation and they go from fan favorites to nobody not liking them, or it just doesn't do anything for them. It's not helping them. What is it doing? What is it doing by bringing on somebody that already has a big platform to a bigger platform? What is that doing? Get a random girl. Get new girls. Get fresh meat. You are bringing back all of these old ass, dried up ass reality TV stars who are about to be 40 years old, including you. You should really be behind the camera. Let's talk about it. Why is Natalie still on the screen? I don't know. Girl, if you don't get your ass behind the camera and let these new girls have a chance, but you don't do that though. See, Joseline actually being on camera makes sense. Joseline's Cabaret. She is the host. It makes sense for her to be on camera. And even when she is on camera, she lets her cast do them. Yeah, she'll have her little parts with Ballistic, and she have her parts where she's talking to her cast. But other than that, it's her cast interacting with each other. Natalie could never, and that's why Natalie's shows fall flat every single time. Okay? Let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Do you think that Natalie's shows are shitting on Joseline's, or do you think that Joseline's shows are shitting on Natalie's? Or do you think that they are both as equally as good or as equally as bad? Y'all know my opinion. Okay? Y'all know my opinion. So let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's Messy Maya. Bye.
60 grand, mama, 100 grams, though. And I swear I love her how she